Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first session of today's lab. For those who wish to stay, please take a seat so I can focus on all of you and on Abeer. All right, so today's panel is about, we're going to talk about how can cities lead economic regeneration. I have with me today Ms. Abeer Al Akel. She is the acting CEO of Royal Commission of AlUla, a role she assumed in early 2024. So congratulations on the role.
Thank you.
Abeer is a founding member of the Royal Committee of AlUla team. She has led and overseen the development and implementation of key strategic initiatives in AlUla for the last 6 years. So she's not new to AlUla, but she's new in her current role.
Yes.
And she's very passionate to be with us. And I'm very actually honored to be with you.
Thank you so much. It's such a great pleasure to be here with you and the audience as well.
Thank you. My name is Rina Takla. I am the head of the business sections at Arab News. I've been in journalism for the last 3 years. And prior to that, 20 years in banking, which has nothing to do with journalism. But it's a nice shift.
Yes.
All right. So cities are increasingly recognized as engines for economic growth and innovation. They play a crucial role in driving regional and national regeneration. The Royal Commission of AlUla has invested over $2 billion in primary infrastructure to develop AlUla as a living museum and sustainable cultural oasis. So basically, let's dig in and start with my questions. We don't have much time. How can cities, in your opinion, Abeer, effectively leverage their unique assets, cultural heritage, and human capital to catalyze sustainable economic revitalization and create a future where progress uplifts the citizens?
Well, while tourism is a major contributor to AlUla's economy, we are trying to accelerate the growth of several other industries within AlUla, which means, I'll share some examples of numbers that basically might change the perception of us really only focusing on tourism. AlUla's contribution to the kingdom's GDP was around 9.5 billion riyals from tourism.
That's a big number.
Yes. However, people might not know that the contribution of non-tourism sectors in AlUla is basically around 7 billion riyal, which is very close amount to the tourism, right? And with that in mind, we are basically working with the local community in ensuring that we provide the local community with opportunities for them to participate in what we do in AlUla. Now, I'd like to share some examples of other industries that we have prioritized over the past few years, starting maybe with the agriculture, given that this is the second largest sector in AlUla after tourism. And with that in mind, we're not only supporting the local farming community to advance and to improve their practices in farming. We're expanding this to include the whole value chain, from production to packaging to connecting them to the buyers and what have you. But why are we doing this? We're really doing this for 3 main reasons. One is to ensure that we create and advance the food ecosystem in AlUla and expand it. But we're also doing this to empower our farming community. And finally is to mainly do that because of introducing local produce to a bigger networking market. We're not only focused on existing economies and sectors, we're also creating new ones, mainly film production, which is newly introduced to AlUla, and we have already filmed around 700 production days in AlUla, and I'm sure you've heard of the blockbuster Kandahar,
Yes.
which was actually filmed in AlUla with Gerard Butler. But what is exciting about this is basically that we now have a full service, world-class, 30,000 square meter production facility located in AlUla.
Oh, that's interesting.
Our focus for film AlUla is mainly around accelerating the progress of the sector, but also improve and upskill the creative skills in front and behind the camera. Lastly, and is basically to, sorry.
We don't have much time. I want to go to the next question.
Sure.
There are so many questions I want to ask you about.
I told you early on, I'm passionate about
Yeah,
this.
that's why I'm gonna help you out. So RCU is partnering with international institutions like the UNESCO, like the UK National Archives, basically to advance AlUla's development.
Yes.
Now, those external partners, usually they have their own agendas, they have their own priorities. Do you think that those collaborations actually accelerate progress and ensure responsible growth, or they just create fiction? In other words, is a go it alone approach more likely to succeed than being with people, with other partners?
Well, I mean, our partnerships build on AlUla's role as an ancient crossroads of civilization, a place for collaboration, cooperation, sharing of knowledge, new ideas, and solutions. Now, we work with partners that are subject matter experts, industry leaders, specialists from all over the world. China to France to Italy to UK and what have you. But also we are working with leading organizations and institutions such as UNESCO, World Bank, IUCN. What is important that our partners are basically share our vision of cultural conservation, environmental preservation, and sustainable development. And to answer your question, I believe that, not at all. Working with partners, we work together with partners to create a beneficial, mutual knowledge center that is really based on sustainable development and diversification of the economy. And I'd like to take this opportunity to invite whoever is interested to join AlUla and be part of the great job that we're doing there.
I think I'm going to be the next one.
Please.
We just decided that she's going to be my tour guide, my very VIP tour guide, next time I go to AlUla.
You'll be it's a pleasure to do that for you, really.
Perfect. Now, my last question. Oh my God, too much pressure, too much less time. So AlUla faces the classic challenge of balancing economic development with preserving a delicate environment and cultural heritage. As growth eventually creates unintended consequences, what specific steps are being taken to ensure that sustainability of AlUla's development is not simply an add-on to attract tourists and investors, but is actually at the heart of every decision being made, guiding both infrastructure projects and cultural tourism initiatives toward a genuinely long-term view?
Well, as guardians of AlUla's incredible cultural and natural landscape, we have prioritized sustainability from the beginning. It is really at the heart of everything we do. Starting from our mandate, where our mandate dictates on us is to comprehensively regenerate AlUla. And to do that, we must strike a delicate balance between development and our efforts in progressing and advancing the ecosystem in AlUla. Now, with that in mind, all our plans derive from AlUla's Sustainability Charter, which is basically our holistic approach towards sustainability and development, and it's guided by 12 principles. I would say, I know you're looking at
we're ignoring it.
We just ignore it.
We're just saying it.
So it's important to say that, we are on the right track, and we have achieved a lot over the past years. We have basically introduced and released over 2,300 animals into the wild. And 50% of our lands are basically protected lands. And we have recruited more than 150 rangers that are now patrolling and monitoring those reserves.
Will I be able to see those if I go?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Cool. All right, then. One final thought before we go, if you would like to add.
I mean, I would say AlUla is really a place where future and past come together. So I'd like to welcome all of you to AlUla. And thank you so much. You're the first.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I hope you find this insightful.
Thank you.